What did ancient humans do at night? Lock in!
Tonight, when the sun goes down, you're going to flip a switch. Light will flood the room, and you won't think twice about it. But for 99.9% of human history, that switch didn't exist. When the sun set, the world went dark. You couldn't even see your own hand in front of your face. But modern humans almost never experienced this. For over 300,000 years, every single one of your ancestors spent roughly half their life in near total darkness. They didn't even have candles for most of that time, just the black sky, the stars, and whatever fire they could keep alive. So what did they actually do for all those hours? The answer changes everything we think we know about sleep, storytelling, and what it means to be human.
I feel like it would be weird to be in a world with absolutely no light pollution whatsoever. You know what I mean? Definitely beat the hell out of their butt. No, but seriously, I feel like it would be very weird to be in a world with absolutely no light pollution whatsoever, to where it's so fucking dark that if you stick your hand like this, you can't even see it, dude. Like just the thought of that itself is wild to me, because it's weird on the nights when there's no stars and there's no like the moon's covered up and whatnot, and you're driving down like a dark road, dude, and it's just black out of the window. Probably more than humans do now, to be honest. I mean, probably so. But I'm just saying, I feel like it would be weird.
Start with fire, because fire is the reason any of this was possible. The earliest solid evidence of humans controlling fire comes from Wonderwork Cave in South Africa, roughly 1 million years ago. But fire didn't just keep people warm. Fire completely restructured the human day. Before fire, our ancestors were like every other primate. When the sun went down, you climbed a tree or found a sheltered spot and you stayed still. Moving at night meant becoming food. Our eyes are terrible in the dark compared to the predators that hunted us. Leopards, hyenas, wolves, all of them could see.
I want y'all to think about something real quick. You're wandering around in the dark, right? My face when I'm locked into Michael's stream. I want y'all to think about something real quick, though. You're wandering around in the dark. It's pitch-ass black. You can't see nothing. And you got your buddy with you. And all of a sudden, in the dark, you hear, and like your buddy going, oh my God! And you just take off sprinting, dude, and you have no idea what happened, because the next day, that motherfucker gone, and there ain't no sign of him nowhere. And because there's no cameras, there's no light pollution, there's no nothing, you'll never know what actually ate him in the dark. That is so scary. So scary.
Just fine. Fire changed that equation overnight. Literally. A campfire creates a circle of safety roughly 30 feet in diameter. Inside that circle, predators won't come. Outside that circle, you die. This is not an exaggeration. Anthropologists studying modern hunter-gatherer groups have documented that people who wander away from the fire at night are significantly more likely to be killed by predators, even today. But here's what's fascinating. Fire didn't just protect humans at night. It gave them something they'd never had before. Extra hours. Think about this. Before fire, the useful day—
Judging by the sound, chupacabra. Especially because I'm sure a lot of people probably never even seen a big predator during the day. That's what I'm saying, dude. The horrific sound of your buddy being attacked by some monstrous predator, and you can hear these deep, barreling, like, loud growls. How he looked getting eaten. These deep, barreling, loud growls, dude, in the middle of the night. You can't see shit, dude. Ain't never seen a big-ass predator like that. Don't know what the fuck's going on, bro. Horrifying. Imagine being the first dude that's seen a crocodile. Oh, hell no. Like one of them big ass ones, dude, like from way back when. You're just sitting there like up in like a little tree branch, bro, and all of a sudden you look down and you just see this fucking monstrous lizard, dude. Just raise up out of the water and look up at you, just open his mouth up, big sharp ass teeth. It's over, bro. Circle, like the sea bear circle from SpongeBob. Two things are happening. One, I'm not the friend you want to be with. I'm tossing your ass into the direction of the sound. Two, I'll go back the next day and look for blood or tracks. That's terrible. Quick question, though, before we go back. Would you guys attempt to help your buddy? Or would you get, like, which I know, obviously, I know Alan's not attempting to help anybody, but would anyone else in here actually attempt to try to help your buddy in any kind of way if it was pitch-ass black and all you could hear was loud, burrowing growls and him screaming? Fuck no, I'm finding a new buddy. Well, I know you would. Is anybody else going to help their buddy? Because they're like, all right, so if I'm walking with my brother, Cub Muster there, and it's dark, and all of a sudden I hear like barreling growls and I hear him start screaming, dude, I'm running towards whatever the sound is to try to help him. Depends on the buddy. I feel it. It's like if he ever done me wrong once, I'm not helping him.
day ended at sunset. That's maybe 12 hours in summer, as few as 8 in winter. Fire suddenly added 2 to 4 usable hours to every single day, and over thousands of generations, those extra hours changed our species. In 2014, anthropologist Polly Wiesner published a study in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. She spent years recording
I like to imagine a caveman finding out a parrot can mimic. Bro was like, ooga, and the parrot was like, booga, and dude just fucking clobbers the parrot. Just like, that motherfucker makes a noise back at him. He's like, and just rips that goddamn bird apart, dude. It's so funny. The first person to discover a platypus's face when he discovered a platypus.
Conversations among the Jew/Huansi Bushmen of the Kalahari Desert, one of the last groups on Earth still living something close to the original human lifestyle. She found was striking. During the day, about 80% of conversations were practical. Who's hunting where? Which plants are ready? Complaints, logistics, economic negotiations. Daytime talk was work, but at
I wonder if motherfuckers like was walking through the dark, like a caveman was walking through the dark, dude, and just gotten like accidentally run into another random one. Another random caveman he's never seen before in his life, dude. And then just got into a goddamn violent fist fight with that motherfucker, dude. Because like, neither one of them knew what the fuck was going on. I would help, by the way, and get the goddamn hate out of me for real. Imagine if you start going towards your buddy to try to help him and all of a sudden you start feeling water. Imagine that fear. Like you're going towards him, all of a sudden, like you just kind of drop off the side of an embankment into like a pool of water, and now you're waist deep. Imagine how like the fear that you would have there because you can't see shit. All of a sudden, you're just cold as hell from the waist down, and water just splashed all over you, dude. No, they probably kissed passionately. Water, that's pee. He peed himself. No, I'm saying like if you heard your buddy start squalling, so you like quickly, you're like, oh shit, and you like turn and you go to help him, and all of a sudden you just drop, dude, and you just fall into water, and now you're up to here in water. Imagine the fear you would feel because you done heard these barreling growls and your buddy's screaming his fucking head off, and now you're in the water and you can hear him flopping in water. Imagine that, dude. Or imagine the first caveman that was walking with like a stick that was on fire, dude, and all of a sudden he just seen eyes glaring back at him in the dark. Something big as hell just looking at him, dude. No.
night around the fire, the entire character of conversation changed. At night, 81% of conversations were stories, tales of people in distant places, adventures, myths about the origins of the world, jokes that made the whole camp laugh. Weisner argued that firelight conversation is where human culture was born. The campfire was the original theater, the original classroom, the original church. It's where humans learned to think beyond the immediate present and imagine things that don't exist yet. It's where we became us. But the night wasn't just about stories around the fire. There was something else happening, something that scientists only rediscovered in the last 30 years. You were not designed to sleep the way you sleep right now. In 2001, historian Roger E. Kirch published a paper that changed sleep science. He had spent 16 years digging through historical records, and he found something nobody expected. Over 500 references, spanning centuries, prayer books from the 1400s, court records, diaries, medical texts, letters from ordinary people, even passages in Homer's Odyssey. All of them mentioned the same thing: first sleep and second sleep. Before the industrial age, people did not sleep in one continuous block. They went to bed shortly after sunset, slept for about 4 hours, then woke up. They stayed awake for 1 to 2 hours in the middle of the night. Then they went back to sleep for another 4 hours until dawn. This wasn't insomnia. This was normal. This was how every human on the planet slept for thousands of years. And what did people do during that wakeful period in the middle of the night? Everything. A 16th century French physician recommended that couples conceive children during
Motherfuckers just waking up in the middle of the night, like just eyes open up, set up out the bed, like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Gotta go in here in the other room, wake up Jerry. We gotta get these 1-2 hours in, bro, and then we'll go back to second sleep. Imagine being the first person to realize your pee-pee does more than pee. Oh my God.
This window because they would do it better. People visited neighbors, they interpreted their dreams while they were still fresh. They wrote, They simply lay in bed in the dark and thought. A doctor's manual from the 1500s advised patients that the best time to study and reflect was during the watch, as they called it, the quiet hours between first and second sleep when the mind was calm and the world was still. Now, historians had been reading these references for centuries, but they kept translating first sleep as something else, because they couldn't imagine that people ever slept differently than we do now. The assumption was so deep that translators literally mistranslated ancient Greek and medieval Latin to make it fit their modern experience. But then science confirmed what history had been saying all along. In 1992, psychiatrist Thomas Ware at the National Institute of Mental Health ran an experiment. He took a group of volunteers and removed all artificial light from their lives. For 1 month, they experienced 14 hours of darkness every night, just like our ancestors would have before fire extended the evening. Within weeks, every single participant settled into the same pattern: 4 hours of sleep, 1 to 3 hours of quiet wakefulness, then 4 more hours of sleep. Nobody told them to do this. Nobody suggested it. Their bodies just did it, as if some ancient program had been waiting inside them the whole time, buried under centuries of artificial light. Ware measured their hormones.
I wonder if that's why whenever I sleep for like 4 hours, dude, and I wake up, I feel great, bro. Like phenomenally great. Just impeccable. But if I sleep for like a full 8 hours, dude, I wake up feel like dog shit. And if I sleep for a full 8 hours, chances are most of the time I'm going to sleep longer than 8 hours. And I'm going to sleep for like, I don't know, like 9 to 10 hours, and I'm gonna wake up and feel it even worse. I wonder if that's what it is, dude. I'm about to start like doing the first and second sleep, where I sleep for 4 hours, wake up for 1 to 3 hours, and then sleep again for another 4 hours. No matter how many hours I sleep, I feel like shit. God almighty.
Levels during the wakeful period and found something remarkable. The participants were in a state unlike any normal waking state. Their brains were producing elevated levels of prolactin, the same hormone released during meditation and after orgasm. They described feeling peaceful, reflective, almost meditative. It wasn't just a gap in sleep, it was its own distinct state of consciousness, one that most modern humans have never experienced. So what killed it? The answer is simpler than you'd think. Light. In the 1600s, cities began installing street lamps. Paris was one of the first under Louis XIV, who wanted to reduce crime. London followed. The night, which had been a place of danger and fear, slowly became navigable. Then came cheaper candles. Then gas lamps in the 1800s. Then, in 1879, Thomas Edison commercialized the electric light bulb. And within a generation, the night as humans had known it for 300,000 years was gone. And here's the part nobody talks about. The word curfew comes from the French couvre-feu. It literally means cover fire. In medieval towns, a bell would ring at night signaling everyone to cover or extinguish their fires. Not because of safety, because night was supposed to be dark.
It's fucking crazy to me that they would sleep for 4 hours, wake up for 1 to 3 hours, and would do all kinds of shit. During that 1 to 3 hours, they would go to they would go to neighbors' houses, they would visit people, they'd write on their books, they'd reflect on dreams, the family would eat together, they'd all sit around and talk and all that shit, and all of a sudden, boom, they all go back to bed for another 4 hours and then wake up and then just enjoy the whole day. That's so weird, dude. I kind of want that. I know that sounds strange, but I kind of want that. Said I'm good with 2 to 4, but it'll be impossible to stay awake if I sit for more than 30 minutes. Jesus. I do kind of want that, though. I wish the world was still like that. Like, really bad.
Night was when you slept. Night was when you were vulnerable. For most of history, being out at night was suspicious. In many medieval European cities, walking outside after dark without a lantern was literally illegal. Night belonged to criminals and the supernatural. People feared it in a way that's almost impossible for us to understand today. And then we conquered it. We flooded it with light, and we thought that was progress. But here's what we lost. Modern humans are exposed to artificial light an average of 7 to 8 hours after sunset. This light, especially the blue light from screens, suppresses your body's production of melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep. Your body doesn't know the difference between a light bulb and the sun. When light hits your retina at 11 p.m., your brain interprets it as daytime. It delays melatonin release. It fragments your sleep. It disrupts the circadian rhythm that evolved over millions of years. Researchers have found that people who go camping for just 1 week with no artificial light at all have their melatonin cycles reset by nearly 2 hours. Their bodies start producing melatonin at sunset instead of hours after it. That's all it takes for 300,000 years of programming to reassert itself. We didn't just change when we sleep. We eliminated an entire phase of human consciousness. That quiet, reflective state between first and second sleep, the state that Ware's subjects described as peaceful and meditative, doesn't exist anymore for most people. Instead, we have insomnia, and we treat it like a disorder. But what if it's not a disorder at all? What if waking up at 2 a.m. a.m. and lying there in the dark isn't your body malfunctioning? What if it's your body remembering what it was built to do? For 300,000 years, your ancestors spent their nights in a rhythm that modern science is only beginning to understand. They gathered around fires and told stories that built civilizations. They slept in 2 phases with a window of quiet reflection in between. They lived in darkness so complete that the Milky Way wasn't something you had to drive to a national park to see. It was just the sky. And every night when they woke in the dark between first and second sleep, they lay there in silence and thought about their lives, their dreams, and the world they would wake up to in the morning. We traded all of that for a light switch, and most of us never even knew it was gone.
Dude, Zen, that video was dope, bro. Hell yeah. We should all try that.